Hi, I'm DJ Sammy 11 Miami. Welcome to my podcast. I also have a channel called Token White 99, altogether all one word. Google will try and separate them. You have to click on the little thing below it and go, no, I spelled it exactly the way I want it spelled. Today is April 19th, 2023. It is the 30-year anniversary of the Waco siege, where they say, 75 people died, 25 were children, 50 were women. So 50 women and 25 children that were not suspected of any crime. As a matter of fact, they were suspected of being the victims of David Koresh, right? So they would have been witnesses for the federal government. But they died. They died a horrific death. They didn't die a quick death. They didn't die from a painless death. They were completely sober. No drugs, no alcohol. Trapped inside of a metal prison. It's what it became. School bus became a metal prison. And those women, those innocent women and children, burned to death. They literally burned alive. They did nothing to even try and save them. They knew that bus was there. They knew they were in there. And they died anyway. Now, to me, that looks like you killed your own witnesses, because they were all witnesses for the federal government. If what was true was really true, then they would have all been witnesses for the federal government, but they died. So now we're just left to believe one side. You know, the Branch Davidian Church never went out of business. They never disappeared. As a matter of fact, they're still there today, right now, same place. They have a museum set up now that you can go and you can tour and you can see the bus, the metal prison that these innocent women and children, witnesses for the federal government. I mean, just the fact that witnesses for the federal government died means that anyone involved with their death, including the agents on site, should have been charged, arrested, and allowed a fair trial with a jury of their peers. But that still hasn't happened. That still hasn't happened. I want to tell you about a musician, an artist. His name is Dan Diamond. I'm going to include a link to his EP that he put out this year. He released this year. I was on a video call with him, a FaceTime call with him, while he was at the Branch Davidian Church this year, just a couple of months ago. And folks, I got to tell you, I woke up yesterday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and I was wide awake, but I woke up to the nightmare of the screams of the women and children in that bus. And it was so loud. And the screaming was so loud. And it was so desperate. the desperation. You know, I have the ability to change my voice, do character voices, different dialects and things of that nature. I can't imagine what my neighbors must have thought, as I live in an apartment building, but I couldn't help myself. I started screaming. I was just screaming. But it didn't sound like me. It sounded like one of those children. Say a prayer today for the women and children that were needlessly slaughtered, burned alive by our own government, by the very people that swore to uphold our Constitution, the freedom to practice our religion. They said that he was molesting children, and that's why they went there, and he was stockpiling too many guns. I'm sorry, where in the Second Amendment does it say there's a limit? They just didn't like the fact that he had a religion that women, in their opinion, had become whores, suckers. That's what the FBI thinks of them. To what the ATF thinks of them. 18,000 law enforcement agencies we pay for in this country, folks. 18,000 of them. Not one of them caught on to the pill mills because they were part of it. They were getting their bag from that operation. Go watch The Pharmacist on Netflix. 18,000 law enforcement agencies, including the Securities Exchange Commission. Not one of them caught Bernie Madoff. It was a guy like me that gathered 5 years of evidence that finally they couldn't deny it anymore. And they said, oh, we're going to have to look at it now. Now we have to. The guy's just got too much evidence. If we don't look at it now, we're culpable. Right? So you have to gather enough evidence to make them culpable. And once you have enough evidence to make them culpable, then it's time to strike. And I believe I have all of that evidence. So today, April 19th, 2023, I am airing my grievance with my government through this video. And I am informing my government